What ho everybody, Ian here. Exciting day today. We have an order of track Pico Streamline Code 83 track, turnouts and flexible track. So we're going to start putting together the Kuru layout. So anyway, going to head over to the baseboard right now and go over the track plan and a few other things. Here we are. Here is the layout in mock-up stage. So I'll talk you through what I'm doing here and how things are working out for me. So we'll start over here at the right with the main fiddle yard exit. This is the end where we're going to have the sector plate, fiddlesticks, or whatever we are going to do at this end. That's undecided right now, but at the minute here I've got my Lincolnshire Wesleyan Chapel, the Hornby resin building. That's doubling as my industry here, and what we're doing here is we are messing with the position of that building to work out where the most effective place is at hiding the exit to the fiddle yard, because as you can see we've got a big hole there to get two tracks through. So we move that around and we see from where a good viewing point, where is the best place, where can I put it, where can I actually, and it seems to be somewhere around there. I get a little bit of building modeled, but I also very effectively hide the exit. And what we also have here then is we are able to see any boxcar or whatever we sight at this spot on the layouts. And so something we also have to look at then is, if I just pay attention to the loading gauge through that crossover there, and that seems to work. So good deal. So I would like at some point on this layout I would like a grade crossing, and I'm thinking a grade crossing would go across here very nicely. I'm not so sure about laying a road through the crossover, whether that's the real thing or not, whether that's prototypically accurate, I'm not sure. So, and then I have me Will's tin tabernacle here doubling as my station building. So I would have that somewhere along here, close to the road or further away from the road. Don't know. That's something to work out. I mean, we have the suggestion of a depot here, and if I wanted to set the layout far enough back in time so that it received a service from the gas electric Doodlebug, then there is room in here for a 2-coach Doodlebug. And you see that also at this end I have cut a hole here in the wall, just in case I consider running a through train. There would be another fiddlestick at that end. We would have to work out how to hide that gap, and this is the whole joy of working with a mock-up and then getting the ideas as they come. And I was just thinking that perhaps if I do a through line exiting to the fiddle yard, a fiddlestick there, then perhaps a model of that wonderful Quonset hut that I actually have in town. The pictures of the 3/4, 2/3 Quonset hut, that would fit in there quite nicely and would help hide the exit through the fiddle yard there. So that's the way it sits right now. Coming up with ideas, working through ideas. Sometimes the ideas really do come thick and fast. So I'm thinking road here, Leicester Prairie gas station there. I'm thinking Quonset hut here. Thinking that's where the station building would go, and then we need structures back, and we need we need a street. Do we need a street scene back, a low relief street scene back there? I don't know. I do know that I want to put like curved corners in both ends there, like that. So it's all in a state of flux. It's all very fluid. It's all very exciting to work on these ideas. And you see that I have a pelmet in here as well, so that I get a good idea of what the real viewpoint would be for a layout like this. So yeah, all a very exciting time that I really enjoy working on the mock-up like this. So let's talk a bit about the track plan, shall we? Many of you will be familiar with the track layout I'm using. James Hilton has been popularising it quite a lot lately. He calls it his 10-minute shelf idea, because it should be able to provide you with 10 minutes relaxing shunting when you need to unwind after a hard day at work. The plan, though, goes much further back than that. Those with a good memory will remember Neil Rushby's Shell Island in Railway Modeler back in 2003. And the simple track plan gives operational capability and plenty of scope for scenic development. Neil used the windswept Cambrian coast, and James has built layouts based in Wales, Eastern Europe and New England for his developments of the idea. And now I present to you a small Midwestern American town. You know, the plan is just a simple canvas for you to paint your own scenic picture on. So let's have a look at some mock-up work I've been doing. Over on the left-hand side, I've mocked up the Quonset hut, the 3/4 Quonset hut there. Now, a Quonset hut is available from Rick's Models, so I might be able to use that there. On the right-hand side, hiding the exit to the fiddle yard, we've got a basic sort of simple warehouse that I could have an open area in front if I just wanted to put the switch that operates the Y point in there, or I could just build a plain wall and block it off. So that's what we've got so far. We've had a good week's work on the layout, and so I brought it upstairs into the kitchen to spread out so I can show you what we've got, what we've done before I fix the track down finally. So, because we've had a few things work really well, and really pleased, because just shows that like wood construction, the same methods that you use for constructing a baseboard like this with wood also works with foam core. So I'll bring the camera down and we'll take a closer look. First thing is the wire in tube operation of the point work. So I see we've got our Pico electrofog point there. It's not fixed down right now, but here's the point operation system. It's a push rod system from model aircraft. So you can buy these wires and wire in tube for in several different lengths, and well, I buy a pack, and if you're only doing micro layouts, they last a long time because you like cut them to length, and you can use one packet of like 30-inch control tubes. We get 2 lengths of tube, I think, and so that could last you quite a while on a micro layout. So, but yeah, you can see that. See if I can get my fingers out of the way, and you can see that it works very nicely. And because your baseboard surface is foam core, it's very easy to just cut a little V in there to just keep that at like ground level. And when it comes to being fixed in place, I'll just run a bit of glue down there, and that'll hold it in place in the groove. Here is how I am going to join the fiddlesticks and sector plate to the main baseboard cabinet. One thing I've done here, and I'll show you with a picture here, is I have raised the bottom of the baseboard off the table by the thickness of a piece of foam core here. So that's 5mm. We have a frame of foam core, I think you can see it there, underneath the baseboard, running around the edge of the cabinet. So that raises that up enough, and so I put a tongue on a 5mm foam core underneath this piece of foam board that's going to be used as a fiddlestick, and so it just like slides into place and stays there pretty well. So a win on that simple technique. Now if we have a look at the other end, the sector plate has a little bit extra detail to it. The sector plate then, so we can see you've got an approximation of the kind of like the track layout I want to use here. The sector plate is probably still a little bit long. I only need a locomotive and a wagon to fit in there, but I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do yet here. But general thought is that here at where this track comes off from behind the agricultural warehouse or whatever it is, that will probably just stop there and won't come onto the sector plate. Don't know, still working on that. But anyway, let me just take these pieces of track off, and then I can show you a bit more about the sector plate. Of course, this is all cut from foam core board and not wood, but exactly the same theories work for wood as they do foam core. You can see that my sector plate does rotate very comfortably, very nicely. And the way I did that here is, you see here, I have this piece of styrene here is a, if I can get it out, it's just a pin. I made a pin here with a piece of styrene tube and a plate at the end of it. And that, if I can get in closer here, as you can see, I have a hole here lined with some styrene tube, and that pin actually fits in there and acts as a pivot for the sector plate. And so that's how the sector plate rotates. The pin just fine. It's difficult. It's a little bit difficult to find the hole, but there I did there fairly easily, and then you can see that rotates very nicely. So I think that this is a pretty good idea, certainly for working at home. Working out at home, you're not too worried about things being sturdy. If you were to take something like this to an exhibition, I think you would want a little bit more pin in the socket there. So if I was to ever take this to a show, then I would certainly consider adding an extra raising the layout up by an extra 5mm, so that the socket for the pin would be about 10mm. But anyway, that's it. That's what we've got so far. A good week's work, a good productive week's work. Lots of experiments worked out well. And, well, as soon as I hit the stop button on this recording, I'm going to go and glue the track in place. So next week we will have a train running and testing all the electrics. So if you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If the micro layout ideal appeals to you and you are not yet subscribed to the channel, then subscribe, because it's all good for the algorithm, and oh, how we live for the algorithm. So yeah, like and subscribe, please. That would be great. And don't forget, build that model, lay that track, run that train, but above all, have fun. See you next week.